Got it.
Ah, you always get yours before me. Unfair. You always see the people first.
And the people is in the building.
Hi, everyone. Hi. Hello. How's everyone
Yes,
doing on this hot,
yes,
hot, hot day? I still haven't gotten
right?
my link. I'm going to go and find it.
We're gonna wait a couple quick minutes while we let a little people, more people come into the chat. But everybody out there, I hope your week has been good and you're staying cool. It is hot.
It is hot. It
It's
is.
blazing.
That is
Woo.
no joke, man. Come on. Y'all like this heat? You see
Right?
my little hair going? That's because the fan is on. It's a little hot up here. I can't even
It
imagine being in like Texas or, you know, those
right?
places right now because it's gotta be hot. Oh my gosh.
And we will be talking uh briefly about that. But yeah, everybody on the West Coast, um, in Canada, ooh,
Is it hot there right now?
like man, it's. Uh, I'm going like this because just talking about it is making me even more hot. Like they're setting world records over there.
In Canada?
And in Canada,
Wow.
that's how hot it is, people. We've been reporting about this
Wow.
for a couple weeks now.
Wow.
It is
Yep.
crazy.
Yep.
Um, so we're just gonna wait a couple more minutes. So again, so we can let more people come in the chat, more people be able
I
to
know.
tune
Where you
in.
guys at? You guys barbecuing? Like, come on.
Oh, that's what I'm
Is
talking
that what's
about.
happening? Y'all on vacation?
People on the queue, people's queue game is crazy right
Yeah, y'all only
now.
love us in the
Crazy.
winter time. You gotta love us in the summertime too. Come on. If we can be inside in this heat, y'all can too.
Right? Or smartphones. You got your
Yeah,
iPads. You got your Samsung tablets.
that's
You
true.
know, you got a hotspot on your phone. Maybe
Exactly.
maybe you're outside. Maybe it's cooler outside right now.
Man,
So you're sitting on your porch in your chair drinking a nice brew. Tablet. What's up, people? News. You can't. You
exactly.
can take us anywhere.
Exactly.
You know,
You know what? You're right. There is no excuse.
you take us anywhere.
There's no excuse. That's all good though. We understand. People want to be
Yeah, and we
outside
and
with
we
their
still
families.
yes, yes, and we still gonna be here bringing y'all the news. We still love y'all. But with that being said, we are gonna get this show going. So as I always say, welcome back, the usual suspects. But if this
Yay.
is your first time tuning in, thank you. We're a local online news show. We talk about local, national, and international news. I am your co-host, Aaron Casey.
I am Lana Quest. I'm not sure what I am yet. Host, co-host. I don't know. Sometimes
Host,
I'm host,
there it is. You
sometimes
the
a
host.
co-host.
We're both hosts. Your
I'm
host.
here. We are here.
Yes,
Welcome.
yes. Welcome. And again, this is What's Up People News. Um, so Lon, how's your week been so far? Since
Um, Hot, good. A little frustrated. A little frustrated about my finger now because I just wanted to move. I want some movement. Kind of like
right?
hand is weak. Did you know
Uh-oh.
that your fingers, like your last two fingers, are 20% of your strength in your hands? That's kind
Are
of
you
crazy.
serious?
20%.
Wow, did not
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah, your fingers have percentages of the strength in your hand. So like I don't know, I had to grab something in therapy. I don't know if it's like I don't know how they calculate, but I don't know. For whatever the case was, my right hand was like 75 and my left
Mm.
hand was like 20.
Ooh,
Isn't that crazy? I have like
that's wild.
just about no strength in this hand. It's
So like,
awful.
so basically, like 20, you're 20%
I see.
maybe.
I don't know
That
if it's percent. I don't know how it's. I don't know how
like
they
they
do the
yeah, how they
data.
measure
Right.
it. They just say,
Right.
here goes the
Because
number.
Right, because it's not even, it's just something like I had to grab, and it's not even like you see any number. It was weird. It's just I can't explain it, but I just know that I can't even punch anyone right now. Like it's just yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, hey, the science. A lot of people, science is science. A lot of
I
stuff,
I
I can't explain, but hey, if they say squeeze the little ball, and we know that your number
uh,
is 75, hey,
I
science.
know. I'm like I am at a disadvantage, but it's cool. It's cool. I'm getting there. I'm getting
Well,
there. So how about
I'm
you?
glad it's starting to it's good. It's hot. It's
Yeah, it is.
hot.
Yeah, it is.
I've been hot. But no, I've been doing good. I actually we got a grill.
Nice.
Happy about that. So we was grilling, had some chicken on the grill.
Okay.
What else? We had some corn. What else we throw on there? Some burgers, the dogs, the usual suspects that you see on the grill. Again, shout out to all the usual suspects that tune
Hey
in.
guys. Hey, hey.
Right?
Hey, Mary. We
Yeah, we see you. We see you.
see you,
But
Mary.
yeah, no, we got to grill, and it was fun. I got to finally have a cookout that I always wanted. I was blasting my phone with cookout music.
Okay.
I had a ball, and most importantly, my son was with me. He came back from camp.
Okay.
We went to it was his first overnight camp, so he had a great time. Uh, he got to shoot some arrows, something that I personally never got to do, so I'm jealous.
Yep.
But he said he had a good time, met some new friends. Some of his friends from school were there, so that made it a little extra, special for him. But yeah, I had a good week so far.
Nice.
hmm
Nice.
hmm Well, with that, I think it's time to get into the show, everybody.
Yeah.
Again, this is your first reminder. Please like, share, subscribe, and to affect the YouTube algorithm, please just hit the like button. That's most important. Uh, please support the content. We out here blazing in the heat, bringing y'all the news. Because we like y'all. But please like,
We
share,
love y'all.
subscribe. We
Yes.
love y'all. Um, so of course we're gonna start the show with some quick news. Um, First story that we got. And I gotta leave with this one. When I first heard it, I was like, "Are you serious?" Boston kids hold up a Delta plane going to the Bahamas. Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. Um, so we actually have a quote. Just give me a quick second here. Um, we actually have a quote from Eugene uh, Weiner. Y'all know I'm not good with names. But Eugene Weiner, he's the president of Breakaway Beach Tours. This is the student organization or uh, company that booked the students to go down to the Bahamas for a little vacation. And so what happened was the plane was on the tarmac. Something happened. I think there might have been like engine failure, um, but they got stuck. They started taking off their masks. The crew said, "No, you have to put your mask on." Uh, Long story short, they held up the plane for a day. But the quote is Eugene says, and again, this is the president says, "For us, a central issue has been that the entire group has been blamed for the actions of a few individuals. Of course, if any individual was unruly or did not wear their mask, then you have to be dealt with appropriately. But we take issue with the entire group being pulled together and collectively being held responsible. I personally told an American airline employee from the call center that this group was collectively responsible for each individual's actions." So he's saying it's not their fault, it's the plane's fault because there was some malfunction. And you can't blame a few bad apples for the entire bunch. So, but it's crazy. They held it up. People were pissed. Um, Wild situation. Again, all these uh, topics will be in the description after the show. Story number two. This is kind of an update to what's been going on with the whole January 6th riots. A lot of people have been arrested. A lot of people's trials and court dates are approaching very fast. But with that being said, the feds arrest a five-member family, a family, not just individuals, not just some homeboys, that was on, the whole QAnon and all that stuff. No, these were family members. They had a family meeting, and yeah. Anyway, a five-member family. They all got arrested. Um, they all uh, stormed the Capitol, and the family's member. It was the mom, dad, son, and two daughters. So that whole situation is crazy. Again, I'll have the link so y'all can check that out yourselves. Lastly, or not lastly, another one, Justice uh, Stephen Breyer. He said he's not retiring. He's not thinking about it. He's happy. But as you know, there's a big situation going on in the Senate. Um, we don't. It's very delicate, but a lot of people are asking for him to retire, step down. But I'll have links. Y'all can check that out in the description. Um, Another reason why, y'all see, it's hot. But right now, it's crazy going on in the West Coast, Oregon. One of the biggest fires, brush fires. I don't know exactly how you want to call it. In their history, 2,212 acres of like woods, farmland have been burnt down. Um, and we do have an update. 2,000 families have been displaced since this whole situation has started. So please, if you're in the Oregon area, somewhere at West Coast, please help these people out. If you can send donations or anything like that, because it's crazy. It's crazy, and of course, this heat is not helping. I'm drenched just talking about this story. Um, Real quick, last thing, over 1 million acres between the U.S. and Canada have been burnt down since this whole heat wave has started. We've been talking about this for the last 3 weeks or
Yeah.
something like that. So it's very, very serious. Um, for local news, real quick news, of course, the Boston mayoral race is live and running right now. And we do have an update to that. One of the candidates, Santiago, he did drop out. Um, they're still wondering if who he's going to endorse. Right now, he's just taking his time, trying to fill out what's going to happen next for him personally. But he did drop out. With that being said, Kim Janey and Anissa George lead in donations. So they're definitely connecting with different people. People are hearing their message, donating. And one of their top donors for both of them actually are some of the local developers in the city. I guess they like what both of them are saying, and they got the money to back it up, which is good because you need that, for advertisement, getting out there, paying your workers, paying your staff. So we'll definitely keep you updated with that as well. And lastly, this is just a trip. Uh, I've heard numerous stories like this, but two employees from the state of Ohio are on leave because somebody gave a patient the wrong kidney.
Wow.
Yeah, it's wild. Somebody got somebody else's kidney, and the person that
Wow.
ain't got the kidney gotta wait to find them because all kidneys ain't compatible with everybody.
Right.
That's
It's
that's
true.
just it's a long time to find a compatible kidney, and everybody, situations that need one. There's a long list. That's why there's a wedding. So for this to happen, it's crazy. But yeah, that is the quick news, and I will pass it off to Miss West.
Hello. You see my forehead shining because it is hot.
It's blazing.
Perspiration is the new makeup. So anyway, this is the part of the show where we do guess the quotes. I will have a few quotes for you guys, and you are going to guess who said these wacky quotes this week. Remember, I am paraphrasing. The first quote. Are you guys ready to play? We ready? You ready? Come on,
I'm
get you
ready.
thinking.
Let's do it.
Okay, all right, let's go. First
I'm
quote.
hydrated now.
Right. Learning how to drop an argument that's going nowhere and change the subject mid sentence is masterclass level shit. This is my
Mm,
favorite rapper. Guess the quote.
my
He has the
favorite
best quotes
rap.
on Twitter. If you are not following him, when you find out his name, go and follow him. Learning how to
Hmm.
drop an argument that's going nowhere and change the subject mid sentence is masterclass level.
Master class level. Hmm. That's a good one.
Not
Oh,
Kanye. I would
I was
not
about
tell
to say.
people, I would not tell people to go and follow Kanye. No way. Chuck D, that is so close. You're very close.
Hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna just so we speed this along, I'm gonna give you a hint. Oh, you got it. Mary got it. Tea,
A
iced
smiley
tea,
face. Iced
iced
tea.
tea. An emoji said
Right? I'm like, I see an
that.
emoji.
Emoji said that. Okay, next. Once they step back into the state, they will be arrested and brought back to the Capitol, and we will be conducting business per usual. Once they
Hmm.
step back into the state, they will be arrested and brought back to the
Oh.
Capitol, and we will be conducting business per usual.
Mm. Mm.
I
Mm.
know y'all know who that is.
Right?
Who
And
said
and
that this
and
week?
and it's oh
Yes, Governor Abbott. He sure
horrible.
did say that. He sure did.
And you can't even do that. They
It
can't arrest.
it was the Texas governor, Mary. But Georgia governor, like they're all the same. All these
Right?
Republican governors could have said that because that is crazy.
Their quotes are interchangeable. Their actions are all interchangeable. So
Exactly.
it's
Exactly. Next quote. Freedom is not a state of mind, it's an act. Biden actually said this week, but it was someone else's quote that he was quoting. Freedom is not a state of mind, it's an act.
mm,
So this person has since passed away. Black congressman.
mm.
Um, Trying to give them
I
a good chance to
I
get.
think I have an idea.
Yeah, I'm trying to let them catch up.
Hmm.
Freedom is not a state of mind, it's an act. What congressman said this? Black congressman.
Black Congress.
Black congressman. John Lewis. Oh my gosh.
John Lewis.
Michelle is on a roll. On a roll.
Ooh,
So I'm gonna switch it up.
fire.
I'm gonna switch it up for the last couple because well, I have a couple of questions. First question, we're gonna jump from quotes and we're gonna go to a couple of questions. Is the filibuster a tradition or a law?
Ooh. Is it a
Mhm.
tradition or law?
Is the filibuster a tradition or a law? Hi, Harold. Thank you for joining the chat.
Oh, welcome. Welcome.
Welcome. Hit that
Yes.
subscribe button.
Yes. And again, shout out to all the usual suspects. Thank you
Yes.
for coming
For
back.
for anyone who has just joined the chat, we are playing a little game of guess the quote but I switched over on them and I'm asking them some questions and see if they've been paying attention this week. Oh, okay, Mary.
What was the
Yes.
question?
Oh, the answers are already there. It's a tradition. The filibuster is a
Tradition.
tradition. It is not a law. Correct. All right. Name the 5 top states that have been vaccinated. I think I said that wrong. The highest vaccinated states, top 5.
Hmm. The top five. Hmm. I'm gonna have to defer to the chat because they on fire. And Michelle's been she's been sweeping the rugs. She's been doing her thing. So I'm gonna defer to them because they know what's up. Hmm. But I do have
Yes.
to think though.
Top 5. Top 5.
Top
You can
five.
shout out one. I mean, yes.
Um.
Who do you think the number one is? Top 5 highest vaccinated states. Okay, good job, Mary. Yeah, Massachusetts. Massachusetts is number 2.
Oh wow, that's what's
I
up.
know.
Oh,
Woo!
let's go.
We are number 2 at 62.7%.
Nice. Let's
Mary has
go.
Cali. Nope, Cali is not in the top 5, nor is New York.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
Not DC. The top 5. Massachusetts is number 2. I'll give you a hint. Uh,
I'm gonna say
okay.
Washington State.
Nope.
Whoa! I don't know.
I
That
know,
this is
crazy, right?
wild.
You're going to
This
be
is
surprised and you're going to be happy.
okay. Let's
All
do
right.
it.
Okay. For time's sake, I'm gonna help you guys along with this one. The number one state, which you guys should have known, I bet Michelle, the other Michelle knows. She can't get on the live, but I know she's like, I know this. Vermont is number one. Remember, they're at 66.53. They're number
Oh,
one.
they
Vermont's number one. Number 2 is Massachusetts. Woo. Number
let's
3 is
go.
Maine.
Wow.
Yeah. Number 3 is Maine. Number 4 is Connecticut.
I mean the whole East Coast.
Yes. Number 5 is Rhode Island. So all New
The
England,
basics of the New
New
England area.
England, we have run the map on vaccinations. That makes me so proud to be living in the Northeast.
Right?
What? We can travel to
Wow.
Rhode Island. We can go to Connecticut on vacation and be safe. Like what?
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Top
is
vaccinated.
crazy.
Yeah.
And we'll be
Chill,
talking more
so.
about COVID later on in the show, but that's wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wild.
So,
Mind
okay.
blown.
Let's move on so we can have everybody has all the time. Last
Hmm.
question. What are the 5 least vaccinated states?
Hmm. Can I say one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Um,
This should be easy. Like y'all should get this.
Tennessee.
Well, it actually didn't fall in the 5. I think that was like 7 or 8, but they're down, they're
Okay.
low, but there's 5 that are even lower than they
Ooh.
are.
Hmm. Let's see. The lowest.
Mhm. 5 lowest vaccinated states. Let's see. Florida, Texas, Georgia, Kentucky, Mississippi. You got Mississippi. That is the second lowest vaccinated state, coming in at 33%.
Wow.
Come on, Mary, you know the number one least vaccinated state. You know that one.
We got Mississippi, West Virginia,
Uh,
Arizona,
Close. Oh, let's see. Mm,
North and South Dakota.
Arkansas. Yep, Arkansas is number 3.
Wow.
2 more. Oh no, it's not. 3 more. 3 more. It's gonna be
So we
tough.
got Mississippi and Arkansas.
Mississippi and Arkansas. Wow, I'm surprised Georgia isn't here, but it is pretty low. Not Florida. I'll help you. Wyoming,
What?
that's the fourth. Yep, Wyoming is only at 35%. Louisiana, they're only at 35%. Now you guys have to guess the number the number one
Wow.
least vaccinated state. You know it. You know this state. You know the it's close to Mississippi. Come on. It's close to Mississippi. They are running neck and neck with Republican madness.
Would it be Ohio?
Neck and neck, Mississippi. Right? They're next door to each other. What is next door
Oh,
to?
oh, next door. Oh, you meant literally neck and neck.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, literally and figuratively, like all of it. They're the same state.
Yeah.
They're one big state, Alabama. Yep,
Alabama.
Michelle got Alabama.
Ah, gotta work on my geography.
Yes, yay. Thank you guys.
Wow.
That was amazing. You guys are
Wow.
smart.
I actually like that. I like the question. Nice little
Yeah,
twist to the
nice little
quotes. I like
switch,
that.
right?
That was. Let us know in the comments or in the chat if you guys like that. I personally liked it. I like the little switch up.
Yeah,
Um, let us know what y'all think. Let us
yeah,
know.
yeah. Which you like best, the quotes or the questions? So what you got
Or
for
a
us in the news?
combination of the both.
Oh,
Because
right, exactly. I kind of like the
mm,
combination. So what you got
I
for the
do
news?
too.
What you got? What
All
you got for
right.
the news?
All
Fun
right.
time is
Let's do it.
over. Fun time is over. Let's get serious.
All right. We're about to get into it now. And we're actually, hold on 1 second. Let me just pull up my notes here. All right. So the first thing that we're gonna be getting into right now. We're gonna be talking about Biden's infrastructure bill. Um, it's important. And right now, we do have some updates within the last couple hours. Of course, the Senate Democrats reached a decision of 3.5 trillion
Yeah, they did.
for Biden's infrastructure bill. Very much needed. Um, it's going to help everybody. We need this. The country needs it. Um, hold on 1 second. I gotta pull up these notes. Senate Democrats reached an agreement Tuesday night on a 3.5 trillion budget plan that would expand Medicare, fund climate change, fund climate change initiatives, and fulfill other parts of President Joe Biden's economic agenda that Democrats hope to pass at the top of a bipartisan infrastructure bill.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going down. This is why we always talk about knowing who's in the Senate.
Right,
This is why we've been doing those interviews,
right.
so that when it comes time to actually vote for something that will help, we don't have to worry about, concessions for individuals like Joe Manchin or Christine Sinema, or even trying to. Bipartisanship is good, whatever, but we need people in there who's going to understand what we need that's going to help the American people. Simple as that. And we don't need people saying, well, let's take out this or let's take out that. Nah, if this is going to help, we definitely need the people in the Senate to help pass this types of legislation. That's why we're doing those interviews right now. Uh, as of right now, all the Democrats said, you know what, this is good.
Right.
Everybody voted on it.
All on board.
Um, all on board, and this is the type of unity that we need. Show of strength. Everybody's on the same page. Um, After a lengthy meeting, the Democrats on the Senate Budget Committee, Majority Leader Chuck Schumer of New York, announced the agreement for a budget reconciliation. Um, did I skip a line? Did I miss that? Um, yes, for a budget reconciliation package, just like what they did when they were passing the
Right.
stimulus to get that out. It's not playing. We can't play. The Republicans don't play. They didn't play when they passed that tax break for the top 0.01%. They were unified. They said, we don't care about the American people. We don't care about who's struggling. Well, we actually do. And we're going to help them, not you. And so we got to do the same thing with this when it comes to, again, helping the American people, making sure people have money in their pockets. We're able to get jobs. Again, we need climate change. It's hot. I'm burning. I'm melting. You know what I'm saying? It is. People need to go back to work. People need jobs. The unemployment rate has gotten better, but people are still out of work. A lot of jobs that were here are now gone. So we definitely have to get people back into work. There's a lot of work that needs to be done.
Right.
Roads, bridges. That's why we have infrastructure or legislation so that we can get people back to work. We when we were interviewing one of our guests, they um I can't, I'm so sorry, I'm drawing a blank, but he
Je-
was for
Jesse? Was it Jesse?
Jesse. Yes, he
Okay.
was for federal jobs and
Jesse
making sure
Philippe?
that people were able to get back to work.
Hmm.
And so with this, Democrats coming together, things will get done. So um, let's get to it. I'm sorry, old people. I am
That's okay.
burning
It's
up.
hot. It's real.
It's hot.
It's hot up here.
I'm sorry, people. Y'all
I mean,
probably
it's
like,
hot everywhere,
dang,
but it is
it is
hot.
hot
Yeah.
everywhere. But excuse me for sweating. It's just anyway. Enough with that. Um, the next story or headline I want to talk about. We briefly talked about it earlier. The COVID updates. People. Yeah, we were hooting and hollering because Massachusetts is, number two people to have the most vaccinations. But collectively, we're still in trouble.
Right.
We are not at herd immunity. We are not. And it's sad because one thing that we didn't mention in the quick news, CPAC, was this past weekend, or the Republican Action Committee, whatever it's called.
Right.
They had that this past weekend, and people were clapping, people were cheering at the fact that we haven't hit herd immunity. A lot of people, of course, in the states that we were just talking about that have the lowest rate in vaccinations, they were applauding. They
I
were
know.
clapping. They were like, woohoo.
Meanwhile, they're vaccinated. Meanwhile, those people are vaccinated.
Yeah.
It's insane. Trump is vaccinated, y'all.
Like it
Vaccinated.
like again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I feel sorry for people who are Republicans. Your leaders, the people that you look up to, have lied to you and are still lying,
Yeah.
and they don't care. As long as you jump in
Yeah.
line, they will. They lied to y'all, and y'all are unfortunately dying. We
Right.
just talked about the states that have the lowest vaccination rates, and not unfortunately, but it's telling. All those states are Republican states.
Right.
It's please, people, please. If you know somebody that hasn't gotten it, get it.
Right.
Just a quick little boom, go on about your day, and if you have to get two, put it on your calendar. You have to go a month later or something like that. Boom, 2 seconds.
Right.
That's it. You in, you out. Well, not like that because they got to watch you and all that. But it's a short process. It's not going to take up your day. You can schedule it for early in the morning when they open, half an hour at the because you might have to wait. You have to add that. But the actual process, they stick you one. They put the vaccination in you, and you go
And you're out.
quick, fast, and you out. So
Yeah.
please, please, um, get vaccinated. And I say that to say this: L.A., California, they're about to go into another mandatory mask
Hmm.
situation because it's that serious. It's that serious, people.
The variant
I
is
know.
there, right? Is the variant in California? Is that what's going on?
Yep,
Okay. Yeah. That Disney
yep,
World,
and
Disneyland.
yeah, it's the Delta variant. It's more aggressive than the regular COVID. And this is crazy that we're even talking about this. How are we talking about another variant that's more deadly
Right.
or more contagious than the first time it came? Please, people, if you know somebody, get them vaccinated, please. Um, you know, it it's almost like it's a lost cause with the Republic.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those situations where it's like I could beat you till you're blue in the face, till I'm red, pink, and purple. They're not gonna get it. It's and it's hey, you can lead a horse to water, can't make them drink.
Nope.
And we got the vaccination. They just looking at it like, yeah, okay,
You can't tell me what to do.
exact, right? You can't tell me nothing, nothing. I'm gonna drink my beer,
Yeah.
and I don't know. But please stay safe. Again, if you know somebody, if you yourself haven't, please go get vaccinated. Very simple, very easy. I'm fully vaccinated. The most I had was sore in my arm, um, light headache the next day. They said that was typical. Other than that, I'm completely fine. I ain't got no third arm growing out my neck. You know what I mean? I'm healthy. Nothing's changed. So please go get it. Um, and lastly, my last story before I pass it off to Miss Quest. Um, for everybody that likes to partake in cannabis, surprisingly, Chuck Schumer, Cory Booker, and Ron Whedon came out the other day um, with with a new federal marijuana legislation bill. And basically, they're trying to legalize marijuana at the federal level, people, at the
Mhm.
federal level. Now, there are some caveats, and a lot of people who are proponents of legalization are kind of upset. But one of the caveats is they're legalizing it on a federal level so that if you're in one state and you're traveling, you can go through a state that hasn't legalized cannabis to go to the next state that does, whether it's shipment, delivery. Um, they're legalizing it like that. They are trying to get it to where it's legalized, period, at a federal level. Um, One of the biggest things to come out of this bill is the fact that they'll be able to give out grants. So if you're a small business um, and you're trying to raise capital to open up, a brick and mortar dispensary or a grow house or any type of business within the industry, as of right now, they don't have any grant money because um, it's illegal at the federal level. So anything
Right.
illegal, you're not gonna get money for it. But
Right.
with this bill, and if it passes, that then will become available for small businesses. And I think that is an awesome idea. Of
And
course, they're gonna deal with social equity, expunging people's nonviolent records who got caught with cannabis.
right.
Of course, the grants I was just talking about, consumer rights, when it comes to like dispensaries and things like that, how they're going to regulate that kind of like standard. Um, but what's really good about this, which is most important to kind of coincide with grants, um, they'll make it to where banks will accept money. Banks will accept money. Now, of course, it's cannabis. Again, it's legal. It's illegal at the federal level. Certain majority of banks cannot take money that was raised through cannabis companies. Um, each state has their own, but here in Massachusetts, if you do have a cannabis company, again, whether it be a dispensary, a place where you grow, distribution, whatever, the only bank that I know of right now is located in Leominster. It's GFA Bank. They will work with you. They will accept your money if you have a business in the cannabis industry and you're able to make funds. So I'll make sure to have a link with that information in the description. But this is a big one for
And
everybody
also,
that, again,
oh, excuse me. Also,
no, go ahead.
because it's funny because Schumer is like one of the sponsors, but I just wanted to say real quick, they're trying to push this through because of the veterans, right? The veterans are out here with chronic pain and all kind of conditions, and they don't want to be on all of these other medications, Percocet and Vicodin and whatever else. They don't want to be addicted to these opioids. So they prefer to use cannabis, which they can't get from the VA because it is not federally legal yet. So the VA cannot dispense that to them. So that's why this is being a push, because the veterans are now pushing back like, we need this. We don't feel good, and they're coming out of their pocket to have to buy it on their own when they're veterans. They should not have to pay for this. So I just wanted to say that.
No, that is, that is very important. A lot of people have suffered from opioid addiction. A lot of people have lost their lives. A lot of family members and families have been torn apart because of opioids. Um, I think it was the Sackler family, uh, the creators of OxyContin, have gotten they got fined millions of dollars for the opioid crisis. But the crazy thing about the situation and this ruling is they
Mm-hmm.
don't have to take responsibility. This is one of the biggest payouts that they've ever done. But because of that, they don't have to take responsibility. They don't have to say anything. And basically, it's a slap on the wrist for them to take what they know, rebrand, and do it all over. Um, so the fact that they're trying to push this to help the veterans is awesome. I'll make sure. I actually did have another show. Again, it's for everybody who likes to partake in cannabis. I do have another show on the channel called Smoke TV. And we actually got to interview a wife of a veteran who unfortunately lost his life to opioids. Um, he had came back from war. That was the only thing that they prescribed. And she was saying like the first couple months, maybe month and a half or so, everything was good. He was doing a lot better. And then she was like, kind of like overnight, everything just went down. He became dependent, um, oxycontin, abusing it, um, and because he couldn't sleep, he was having nightmares. He had PSTD. He was dealing with a lot, trying to cope, and a lot of the opioids that the VA, their doctors prescribed, just weren't working. It was making his situation worse. He was becoming more dependent. And his wife, somebody told his wife about THC, cannabis, CBD. Um, they tried it because it was like, what do we have to lose? And they seen an immediate, according to her, immediate change. He started to feel better. But the sad part about it, they found out a little bit too late. All the effects of drug abuse and addiction uh, caught up to him, if you will. He was getting better, but again, it was just a little bit too late. And so it was crazy. But with that being said, again, I'll make sure to have all this information in the description below. Um, Pass it off to Miss Quest. What you got for us tonight?
I got some Texas Mexis. Okay, Texas. Come
Oh
to the
man.
front of the room. You are in trouble. What is happening, Texas? So, Texas lawmakers this week went by train, plane, automobile, foot, any way they can get to DC, they went there. Why did they go there? Because, of course, Texas is up to their shenanigans again. Governor Abbott and their restrictive voting laws. Okay, they're so restrictive. They have things in there like they want to get rid of. They had a 24-hour voting thing so that EMS, firefighters who work weird shifts like 2 days on, 1 day off, like they were able to vote. They wanted to get rid of that. They wanted to get rid of. They had drive-up voting for handicapped people, so that the handicapped people who can't stand in line, they could just drive through. So they wanted to restrict that and have you not be able to have a passenger in the car. So imagine you're picking up your kid from school and then driving to rush to vote. Yeah. Can you get out for a minute? I'll be back around to come and get you.
Right?
Like just dumb stuff like that just makes it difficult for the average people, not just people of color, but just low income people. You know what? Even their voters, like you're just making it very difficult. So anyway, the Texas lawmakers went to DC. Why DC? Because they wanted to stall. And if they're in DC, then they can't be made to do what Abbott wants them to do, which is vote on this bill. So they're protected in DC. Again, it was a stalling tactic. This law will
Mm-hmm.
pass in Texas, but they're hoping that they can stall for 3 weeks. So they're going to be in DC for 3 weeks because they have to wait until I guess the session is over at the end of July, and then it goes into like the August session or something like that. So they're hoping that within the 3 weeks, DC Congress can get their ish together and get the John Lewis Voting Rights Act passed, or the People's Act, or both of them. Um,
Right?
it's gonna be a little hard to get that done. We know that the filibuster, guys, as you know, it is not a law; it is a tradition. But we do know that they are holding tough to that tradition. Not just the Republicans; we can't even blame it on all of them. It's the some of the older Democrats too. Manchin, I mean, if you want to call him a Democrat, but
Right?
they're holding to it. Even Biden likes the filibuster. But this week, Clyburn, which is the South Carolina congressman, I don't know if you remember him. He is the one who endorsed Biden, and that's what took Biden's candidacy off. Like soon as Clyburn, he has a big congregation, and does he have a congregation? I know he's a congressman, but I know people follow him. So when
Mm-hmm.
he endorsed Biden in South Carolina, like all of the other southern states just followed. He had an idea. He said he introduced something called a carve out, where you could take the filibuster and take a piece of it out of it and kind of like manipulate it so that you don't have to get rid of all of the filibuster, but just the filibuster part pertaining to like constitutional issues.
Mm-hmm.
Voting, that's a constitutional issue. So we can get rid of it in a constitutional way. Manchin was asked about this because the media, once they heard like, oh shoot, carve out, what is a carve out? Like everyone's trying to figure
Right?
this out, right? So they caught Manchin and they asked him about it, and they said, would you be for it? He didn't say that he was against it. So that is a good thing, because when they asked him about would you be getting rid of the filibuster, he was like, no, no.
Nah.
The carve out, he didn't say that he wasn't. So that is a good thing. And it's crazy
Mm-hmm.
too, because Texas is like, they're not playing. They really need help, because right now that guy, I just thought about this, Hervis Rogers, that guy that stood in line for 7 hours to vote, he's an ex-felon, a paroled felon, and they want to send him to jail right now. They're charging him because he wasn't eligible to vote when he voted. He still had some time on the clock, I guess, but he didn't know it, that he couldn't vote in this election, in an election he voted in. So now he's facing 40 years. Think about the 40.
Wow.
Think about 40 years. How many years does Chauvin get? So this black, they're gonna make an example out of this man. Are you kidding me? Because they want to scare the Texas voters. They're going to make an example out of this black man. They really are. They are going to try to send him to jail. Probably not for the 40 years. I would hope not. but they're going to make an example of him.
They would.
They are, because they want to scare people from voting. They want people too afraid to go and vote. So that's what's happening now. I know things seem very dire. They really, really do. I feel it too. When I heard Biden do that speech, I'm just like, ugh, we already know this stuff. Like,
Yeah.
uh, we just want action at this point, and I have to keep telling myself we don't know what's happening behind closed doors. I am praying that something is happening behind closed doors, because you don't want the spirit sucked out of people. All of those first time voters that you had, all of those young people, you don't want the spirit sucked, because 2022 is coming. So if
Yep.
people think that they voted for you for nothing, if black people think that they voted for you for nothing, which they shouldn't, because they got that check today, along with
Right.
everybody else, that expanded child credit came today. But people are short-sighted, and they will get pissed if they don't think that action and that their vote doesn't matter, and they may not vote. So keep the hope, people. The next thing, real quick, that I want to talk about, this is, you're gonna think I'm joking. You just are. Oh, so Tennessee, you step up to the front now. Please
Oh.
come here. We got some talking to do, Tennessee. What is happening? Tennessee has decided to fire their top vaccine officer. What is a top vaccine officer, you may ask yourself? I didn't know either, but I kind of had an idea. Well, she's in charge of making sure that there is outreach to people regarding different vaccines, or if something's going around, I don't know, make something up, Lyme disease or whatever. They're sending out the alerts to people in postcards, so you can go and get whatever vaccines you need for whatever diseases. She specifically reached out to teenagers and young people. She was the outreach coordinator as well to young people. Tennessee got pissed off with her because she was sending postcards to teens to remind them, because I think in Tennessee at 14 or 16 you can actually get the COVID vaccine on your own. You don't need parental permission. So that's a problem in these Republican states, because there's the big lie. Everything is a big lie. Trump, Biden is a big lie. He shouldn't be the president. COVID is a big lie. So it's the big lie in Tennessee. So in order to stick with the big lie, they got pissed at her for trying to get people vaccinated, specifically children, because part of the big lie is kids don't get sick. We
Mm-hmm.
know that's a lie. That's the lie. Kids do get sick. So she's trying to get kids, send them postcards and reminders to get their second vaccines, to go out and get vaccinated. They fired her. They fired her because that's not what they want. Because they're got to stick with my body. You can't tell me that I need a vaccine. They have to stick with that. Unless you're a woman and you want an abortion, then that's a different story. But
Right.
for all intents and purposes, they fired her. So not only did they fire her because of the COVID vaccine, that they don't want the kids to be reminded to get their COVID vaccines, they don't want them to remind them to get any vaccines, like not any, all of the vaccines. They don't want the kids of Tennessee to get them. Can you imagine that? So your parent really has to be on top of this stuff to know what vaccine is next, because Tennessee does not want to vaccinate the children. This is going to be another problem. And we think that the variant, the Delta variant, is running rampant in those red states. There's going to be all kinds of other diseases popping up if these people are not getting vaccinated, because they're going to, oh my God, this is going to get so bad. This is why voting matters so much, because they're going to go into these schools. They're going to say in these colleges, you know what? These Southern schools and colleges, y'all don't need to be vaccinated against anything. So anti-vaxxers will win. You won't have to get vaccinated for mumps, measles, whatever nasty you're not going to have to get vaccinated. Who wants to? And it's going to, colleges are going to lose money, because you know what people are going to do? They'll start no nasty people who are not getting vaccinated with them. Oh my God, it's frustrating. That is what's happening in Tennessee. Expect that happen in other than red states near you.
Right?
So that is the end of my rant. And it was a rant. I'm sorry. Like, so upset to hear this. So in
It's
closing,
so
people,
frustrating.
and no, it really is. It really is. But in closing, because I know everyone is hot, Casey is dying.
I'm
um
melting.
He's melting. So in closing, because we all know here, the What's Up People News team, that Black History American, you're going to close with some American history. If I can find
Do
it,
it.
because I pulled it out and now I can't find it. So here it is. Elizabeth Hobbs Keckley was a former slave who became a successful seamstress and activist and an author in DC. She was best known as the personal confidant of Mary Todd Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln's wife, First Lady. Um,
Wow.
so I don't want to do a Madam Keckley a disservice, so I want to read a little more about her. I know time is of the essence here. Um, she was owned by her father and later his daughter, her half sister. She was raped and she was whipped, but she eventually became a seamstress. So much so of a seamstress that she was sought after by politicians and their wives, hence becoming the confidant to Mary Todd Lincoln. That is Madam Elizabeth Hobbs Keckley. And please, again, subscribe, share, hit that like button. And I want to thank everyone. Casey, usual suspects. And we
Yes.
are out. We are out. Everybody have a good weekend.
Yes. Have a good week, and we'll see you next one.
Bye bye.
Peace.
Peace.